Welcome to the Grumpy Men, C. Grooms and Bobby May. What it do?
What's good? What's good?
Yes, sir. You got Keon Harmon on the line, John Jay College alum. You know what I'm saying?
Introduce yourself. We got Keon Harmon on the line, John Jay College alumni. Y'all don't know how big that is, right? #1 criminal justice school in the nation. 30 years running. But that's a whole nother topic. We will touch on that later when we talk criminal justice. But Harmon, tell the people about your business. Like, what you're an entrepreneur. Like, give us the backstory. You graduated from college. Then
I graduated from college. I got a little 9 to 5 working at a hotel. And then I took the test to become a New York City deputy sheriff. I did that for a few years. While working as a deputy, I was also moonlighting with Bad Boy record label. That's when Bad Boy was really Bad Boy. Big had just died when I got on, so Puff was still rocking and rolling. Mace, Shine, that type of situation was going on. One thing led to another. People kept asking me, do you have any more guys like yourself?
So what was your role with them? When you got like to help the youth understand the transition from, you moved from a city job to the private sector and merged them both. But what did you do when you went to Bad Boy?
What happened was I realized, as opposed to a city job, the harder you work for yourself, the more money you make. When you work for a city job, you can work till you die and you're still going to make the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of appreciated the fact that, as hard as I work is how much money I'm going to make. So that's why I kind of left one thing for another. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So as you got into this, more into the security business and so forth, how did it, as an entrepreneur and as a black, did you find it hard to get contracts, to get jobs, and anything like that?
Well, to be honest, when you start in security, it's a very expensive and lengthy process to get your own official business. It's a test you got to take called a watch guard. You got to be in security. You got to be in law enforcement to really have your own security company. There's a lot of people out here saying they got security companies, but they don't have all the correct credentials, licensed, bonded, insured, all those things. So it's a big difference between saying you got a company and actually having all the paperwork to be able to produce it when these contracts want you. You know what I mean? You got to have your business ID and all that stuff. So, but prior to all of that, I had to fake it till I make it. When I first started, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People initially said, "Yo, do you have other people like yourself?" And I went out there and I found some dudes. And it's all about training people to do the job that you need them to do. Yeah. So you might have dudes that are really ignorant when they work for other people, but how I did it was I trained these dudes and I told them exactly what I need, and that's what I did. So as opposed to finding dudes that had experience, I would try and find guys that didn't have experience and train them the way I wanted to train them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they work in the capacity of the way I want to work, rather than having guys that have been in the game a long time and they're already set in their ways and they're used to doing it one way. So that's not the way I operate.
Gotcha. So was you 1099 in all your people, or you paying a salary?
Definitely 1099. Everybody is they're on a separate contractor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
We always advocate for the 1099. That's what
I try.
I firmly believe in 1099. That's what I stand by in all my businesses. I don't I don't get into the to the other thing, but yes, definitely that's the way to go. So
Ladies and
now,
gentlemen,
how long have you been doing the security gig? You say for about it's over 10 years.
Oh man, I would say at least 20.
Okay.
At least 20.
So now from that,
20
from
years?
from being in the security business, now, how did you get into the food business?
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
explain that.
well, what happened was I went to Chicago, and they had a restaurant there called Jerkman Taco. I went there, the line was out the door, and the food was just okay. It was all right. I said, wait, my mother jerk chicken tastes better than this. I could do the same thing. So, you know, it's still new to New York, so it's kind of slow motion. And then I have my business going on, so it's very time consuming. I just don't really have the time to put towards it like I want to. And I wish I could, but like I just came off a tour with Wu-Tang. You know, they had me and my guys on tour with Wu-Tang. I had to put the taco business on hold because I was doing just way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you took a hit? You think you took a hit on that?
I didn't take a hit because, you know, I'm still small time as far as the tacos. I'm renting a spot in somebody else's restaurant at this point. So all I did was trying to put everything on pause. I didn't really lose any money, but my second business is not up to par with the first business. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think you need to get to the second business? Like, how are you going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, manage that situation to get it up to par, to like to a level at least where it's running on a consistent basis for you?
I got to find a chef that I can trust. My mother always told me, food is something you don't get a second chance with. Somebody come to your restaurant and the food wasn't good, they're not coming back. You know what I'm saying? Security is not like that. Security is not like that. You have a bad night, shit got out of control, everybody knew what it was, they're still going to hire you. They're still going to give you another chance. All right, we're going to see what happens next week. Food is not like that. I go to somebody's restaurant, this food was terrible, there's no way I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm very particular about any time I cook or, you know what I mean? So it's always me doing the cooking. I'm doing the cooking. I'm preparing the food. I'm doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I let people do is share it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that because you can't. I know my food tastes good. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm really looking for a chef that I can trust. Number two, you got to clean the chicken properly. I'm very particular about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people, when you bite into my food, a piece of fat. You don't want to. I'm just very particular. So that's why food is a little more touch and go for me, and I'm a little more particular with food than I am with anything else. So that's why the taco business is a little slow. I put it on pause. I was making some good money with Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? So when I finish with Wu-Tang, I'm gonna try and restart the taco business. They still got my guys on. They still have my guys on tour right now. So that's that.
So for the cooking, what's your process for the cooking to make that a business? Well, how did you knew you wanted to cook? You knew that you had good advice from your mom, you know, because that's great advice right there. You know, if the food ain't good, they ain't coming back. So how do you flip that idea and say, yo, I know how to cook, I know how to make it, besides the renting of the space to actually do the cooking? But how did you flip it to the business part? Like, how was that process? Because, you know, there are people out there that...
So what happened was when I came from Chicago, I immediately called my mother. I got the jerk chicken recipe, and I put it to boneless chicken. Okay, so then I started taking it to work and just giving it away. And everybody was like, yo, this is great. Bring me another one. I'll pay for it. And, you know, I really didn't pay any mind until they was like, yo, T, everybody keep asking for the food. When are you going to bring the food? So, you know, I started selling them at work. I started selling them to my security guys. I started selling to the staff members, the bartenders, everybody I was selling them to. And I was making a couple dollars. And then after about a year or two, I said, you know what? This shit really does taste good. People like, yo, T, you need to really start doing this shit for real. And then that's when I got the spot in the restaurant, and I was doing every Friday. And then the plan was to start with every Friday and then go to every, like 2 days a week, $2 Tuesdays. And then I went to $2 Tuesdays and Fridays. And then that's when the Wu-Tang thing came, and then I kind of put it on pause because there's just too much going on at the time. So that's where I'm at. It's still on pause right now, but right now I want to do every day, and I want to find a decent chef so I can be comfortable and I don't have to be there.
So, all right, so this is the thing, though, with your business, right? So you had, with the security business, you had to be on tour, or you don't have another guy that can go, and you still, you know, because it's really your business. So do you physically had to be there, or it's something that you wanted to do? You know what I'm saying?
No,
right now.
See, with security, how I work is when the contract first starts, I like to be there to make sure everything is running correctly.
Gotcha.
So So I see exactly what's going on. I can tell my guys this is how it's supposed to be done, and this is what I want. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? I set up the game plan of exactly what's going on. Okay, we're going to put 2 people here. We're going to put 1 person there. And now this is the game plan for every show. See what I'm saying? I'm not just going to send people out there and let them try and figure it out. That's no bueno. You know what I mean? I got to be there to initially, like I'm not there anymore. I'm gone. I got my guys there. They all know the plan. They know what I want as far as the routine goes, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So to start, that's any contract I'm at.
What's the name of your company? You know, because maybe somebody might, you know, want to send you a resume.
Absolutely. BNS Security. BNS Security. You reach me at MVP8991@yahoo.com.
Say the name again.
MVP8991@yahoo.com.
Okay, MVP Security. Okay, yeah.
Nah. That's his email. That's his email.
That's my email. BNS Security.
BNS Security.
Yes,
so I gotta ask you then, because we was on the internet trolling with each other, but in all serious, tell me how you really felt about being that you do security. How did you feel about that future situation?
Future situation.
The one where his bodyguard got laid out.
Bodyguard, in my opinion.
What did he do wrong? Can you tell me what did he do wrong?
Whether the artist or the bodyguard.
I hate to be the Monday morning quarterback because, you know, anybody can make a mistake. Let's say that. I would say he shouldn't have turned his back. When I'm working, I tell all my guys, you got to keep looking frontwards and backwards. You're walking with a client, you look front, you're walking frontwards, you got to always look back because you don't never know what's going on behind you. So how I train my guys is to constantly look forward and backwards. So had he been looking backwards, he would have kind of seen it. Now, who's to say he was looking backwards, and when he went to look forward, the dude just caught him? That could have been the case too. I wasn't there. The guy sucker punched him, and he knocked him out. I mean, in my opinion, if you have an official security guard, and you've been rocking with this dude for a long time, and you know this dude put in work, I got to stand by him. I would recommend that he stand by him because it's a lot of dudes that's not official. I know some big dudes that buns. When I say soft, I mean soft. They're not going to bust a grape in a fruit fight. Okay? These dudes is huge.
Let me ask you something. Your client walks off on you. You get laid out. You by yourself. You get laid out, got hit in the head with a rock or whatever. Your client walks off and goes and sits down. How do you feel about your client who is also a human being who, I ain't expecting 2 people to fight 10. Like, that's stupid. But it might have to happen one day. But he walks off. Like, you want to have a relationship.
No, I'm very happy my client is safe. That's where I'm at. My client is safe. I did my job. My client is safe. I did my job. I'm upset that I got knocked out, but I'm definitely happy that my client got to where he's got to be. My client is not injured, and that's the goal. That's the main goal of your job, is to make sure your client is not injured. Any harm that comes to you is part of the job. Your client is never supposed to be walking around with a black eye under any circumstances. You know what I'm saying? If his client was hurt, now I would say he's derelict of duty. If he let somebody sucker punch his client, it's a whole different ball game. Now I'm going to look at him totally different. Because now he didn't do his job. His job is to keep his client safe.
Okay.
And
I disagree, but that's fine. I mean, I still would let him go, but that's just me. I still say I would let him go.
Once again, we don't know the relationship they had. I'll say it again.
Right.
If he had the relationship where he been knocking niggas out for years, and he just got caught slipping because the nigga sucker punched him, it's a different story, Rob. You know what I mean? You can't just dead a dude that you've been riding with him for years and he done put in mad work. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, we can agree to disagree. No big deal.
Doubt. We always do. But I'm just saying that. I'm just saying.
Won't be the first, won't be the last.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: Who are you looking like? What type of person do you want to train? Like, is there you want the youthful guy with no experience, or the older guy with no experience? You know, like what are you looking for? Mental, physical? Like, what's your training process like?
First of all, you got to play the position. Got to be big. It depends. Like, I'm really out the club game mostly. They just brought me back into this Wu-Tang stuff. I got out the club game because I've been doing construction. I've been doing, like, building security and stuff like that. You got to pay me a lot of money to get me back into the club game. So Wu-Tang had the right number, so that's where we at. Well, other than that, I'm out the club game. So right now, it's not that serious. But when I was in the club game, you need to be big, you need to be aggressive, you need to be able to deal with, handle the situation, so you need to be kind of strong, you know what I'm saying? So your temperament, you got to be able to be calm until the need be, you know what I'm saying? And then you need to be aggressive when the need be. So that's the type of person I look for.
Okay.
So real quick before we go into this other topic, can you tell the people out there that may be a chef listening, what kind of chef you looking for?
Oh man, I'm looking for
Does he have to be West Indian?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm looking for a detail-oriented chef that can follow directions, because I have the game plan already. I don't need you to do anything but follow directions to a T.
Okay. So
hold on.
Oh,
I also have one. I also have one other business that I'm just getting into as well.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Tell us, please.
Tell the people.
Okay. This next business is a cigar and fronto business. We have a cigar line. We're coming out with, we have cigars and fronto for the weed smokers. And it's we just starting that as well. That should be out full. Once again, I want to stay around October, December. We should be full force with that.
So website?
And that just not yet. As soon as it is, I'll definitely jump back on the show and put y'all back in touch with that.
So what type of business is that part? You said, the cigars and like
cigars and fronto leaf is like a rolling paper. It's a rolling paper for either tobacco or marijuana.
I know what a fronto leaf is. I was saying,
okay.
That's what type of business? You saying that's your business? You make the fronto leaf?
No, we import the fronto leaf from the Dominican Republic. We bought the cigars.
Oh, okay.
Yep, cigars
but
and
that's
fronto.
Your brand. Like you sell a brand of. Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's a good. You know what? You could actually incorporate that with hip hop, because you can't do hip hop unless you burn the cigar or something. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, I'm working on. I'm actually working on getting a couple of Wu-Tang members trying to get one or two of them on board to push it. So.
Well, shit, why not? That sounds great, brother.
Yes, I'm trying to jump. I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm probably gonna jump back on tour around September, October, maybe. Jump back on the tour and try and see if I can get one or two of them to push it. I got one. I kind of got one or two. I don't want to say who it is, but yeah, I'm still trying to, pull a few strings.
Seal the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what are you called? You the security detail or executive protection? Is there a difference? Because I get that question a lot.
It's kind of like the difference between, let's say, it's very slim. It's hardly no difference. It's a synonym. Let's say it's a synonym.
Okay, but that's probably just wordplay. Executive protection makes it sound like you roll on.
It just sounds it sounds good on the executive protection. Sounds more so. It sounds great on a resume.
Yeah, it's the same as personal security, but it just sounds
okay.
good.
That's it. So that's what I was trying to make the distinction. Like, well, it's all encompassing. Like, you protect people. You protect your client. Like that's So they throw a number down, and so with in a situation like that, you saying you on tour with Wu-Tang. How many guys you rolling with? 6, 8?
For this tour, we did 7 guys. It was all over Europe, Croatia, Paris, Germany, Helsinki, all over Europe. Now we're back in the States. They're about to hit Poland. So yeah, it's a serious tour. Hip hop is old school hip hop is really winning right now because because the crowd is more mature and they're hungry to see the artists.
Yeah, they hungry to hear that sound again that they came up on. You know what I mean? That 90s sound. That's what they want to hear. Early 2000s. That hip hop still resonates, and their fans are our age.
Funny story. When I was on tour, there was this white guy, and I'm standing in the front of the stage, and this white guy is singing every word for every song that Wu-Tang was singing, and he wouldn't stop looking at me and singing the words like he had something to prove to me. I was like, dude, the stone is to the right, dude. What are you looking at? Nah. He just wanted to look at me, and he had to prove to me he knew every single word. You would be surprised how many white people have Wu-Tang tattoos. Unbelievable.
I'm not surprised.
I was surprised. I was surprised.
They're big. They're huge. They're way huger now overseas than they are in the States. Like overseas, they're like, it's like damn near Michael Jackson was touching down.
It's bananas. All these European white people with Wu-Tang tattoos. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I want to say in the States, 75% of the crowd was white. 75 in the USA.
Yeah.
And overseas it might have been 90.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I agree. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe those numbers. They huge with them. They like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had no idea. I had no idea they was that big with white people. No idea.
That's why. That's how they became iconic. Because of them, because of white people. You know what I'm saying? Because black people, they that spectrum of the hip hop game, they go to whoever's the next hottest out right now. So you know what I'm saying? And Wu overseas, them motherfuckers is like, oh shit. They don't get to see them motherfuckers like this all the time. Now with these older acts going overseas all the time, they get to see them on a regular basis, get to hear the music. They love that shit. They love that shit. Yeah. They love hip hop right now. Certain places they go harder in hip hop than in the U.S. Certain countries go harder than hip hop. They hip hop is still graffiti, break dancing, They doing all that shit. In America,
I was on tour with Public Enemy, De La Soul, and Premier. So Wu-Tang headlined it. and they loved both De La Soul and Public Enemy. It was, and then just when Wu-Tang got on, they just went bananas. I'm talking about we were selling out arenas like the Barclays. Sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out arenas. So
that's what's up. 90s hip hop still going hard.
Hey, Rob, I don't know, man. Sound like we might need to invest in a security agency or something, you know?
I tried that security shit. I don't really like that shit too much. I don't like that security shit.
You gotta do it. We just gotta supervise it. Like,
don't worry.
I
definitely give y'all some reasonable consultation fees to get y'all on the right track. Just let me know. You know what I mean? No problem.
Reasonable consultation fees. Okay, I like that. I like that terminology. I
might have a client for you. That definitely could definitely use your help, especially in showing them to getting how to get them contracts and get clientele. Give them that, give them a little consultation. Yeah, we definitely. One
last question before we go into another subject. Have you ever had anybody that used your services? You know, they paid you whatever fee that you was going to use to protect them, but they just had security around them just to act like they was somebody. You ever ran into that? People that just roll around with security to act like they are somebody, you know, in their eyes?
Well, you know, security is not just from famous people. I have people that book my guys, just tourists that come to New York and just want to feel safe. So it's not just to say that what you're saying is somebody just fronting.
Yeah.
To answer, absolutely, several times. Promoters who ain't no ass body, people in the club wearing jewelry might be fake. They're just trying to have a look. Absolutely, definitely, definitely people that just want to have a look. But
how hard is it? How hard it is to do security in New York? Can you tell the people how hard it is compared to everywhere else? It's like, what's the hardest areas to go to and do security? Like New York, L.A., Atlanta, Houston, Chicago.
You know, I really can't compare security in other cities because I've never really worked in other cities to say. You know, I've been on tours with Bad Boy. But it's a different story when you have that whole security issue because, you know, when you're doing club security in New York, you need to know who's who. You need to know whether, they from Brownsville, or they might be Crip. Put them niggas on the left side. Put them niggas in Bed-Stuy, they blood. Put them on the right side. Keep them away from each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes to it. You need to just know who's who in the game. You can't you're not going to last if you don't know who the players are. You know what I'm saying? So when guys see me working in a club, they know they can't do certain stuff because they know my guys is we're not playing with nobody. But once again, I'm not trying to go that route anymore. It's too many other avenues of security to make money. It's a lot of risk in the club security, so I'm very fine with construction, building security, things of that nature.
Is it a difference in pay though?
Sizable difference, big difference. You're gonna make more money. No, you're gonna make more money in the clubs, but the risk is also greater. When some of your guys beat somebody up, you're going to get sued. Insurance is going to go up. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get paid more money in the club, but your risk is a lot greater. You know what I'm saying? Even to yourself. Somebody come back and shoot your stupid ass. You know what I'm saying? It's very risky. You know, I'm too old for that now.